good morning. My name is Markiss Stone, and I'm the host of the Daily Dose. And I want to welcome you to the next day of your new life. That's right. See, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. What will you do with yours today? Well, it is Work Crush Wednesday. That's right. I don't care if you don't like your job. You're going to love it today. You need to go crush on your job because it is February 13th, 2019, the year of consistency. That is right. Did anybody come fashionably late? Let's see if somebody came fashionably late. Yep, you already know. You already know. Jackie Sabo, she just finished working out. The sweat is dripping. Drip, drip. Sweat it out for me, girl, because I'm on injured reserve right now. We also got Salomon came in as well, too. Obed came fashionably late. I see you. Haley Burton, I see you fashionably late as well. It's okay. We don't judge here. We don't wait. We create. It's all good, though. You know, somebody needs their daily dose of positivity, inspiration, and motivation, and you know your boy, Dr. Markiss Stone, got the antidote. I got the pills that make you feel real good. And I know that there's some elephants out in Africa right now because I'm trying to change the world, and them elephants and zebras and tigers need their antidote alongside your friends, your family members, your co-workers, your El Presidente. Somebody send Donald Trump the memo and say, hey, bro, you need to check out the antidote. So on the count of three, help me get it to him. 1, 2, 3. Hulk smash that share button. Smash it right now because today's topic is going to be lit. I promise you it's going to be lit. 6:30 a.m. Boy, I am feeling fantastic this morning. I know my doses, if y'all ain't pumped up right now, y'all need to do something because I'm on fire right now. I ain't even got started on the topic. That's right. Let's talk about consistency for a minute. That's right. Right up early with my Rise and Grind planner. Guess what? I did hit the snooze today because I'm on injured reserve and I got to get a little bit of extra sleep because that extra sleep is going to get me the extra energy I need to deliver this antidote today. But you see, I was right there getting my planner on, and then I can't do my fitness, but I can still do my yogi. That's right. Your boy is working on that flexibility, trying to get them angles right. You see them 90 degrees? You see them 180s? Well, that leg look more like a 176, but we getting there. No judgment on the Daily Dose. That's right, guys. Oh, man. Today we are going to talk about something really funny, but before we do, Lyric, tell them what to do.
What smash the share button.
I got this really cool quote I want to share with you guys I read this morning. In any situation, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing you can do is the wrong thing. And the worst thing that you can do is nothing. Let that sink in for a little bit because Theodore Roosevelt had the antidote way back in the day. That's a good one right there. Well, today we are going to talk about practice. If you guys watch basketball, some of you guys have this mental image of this guy, Allen Iverson, going through your head. Don't worry, I got you covered. Pay attention to this. Even if you don't like basketball, guys, this little short video has everything to do with the antidote today. Pay attention to this video. Some of you guys may have watched it live. Some of you guys may have YouTubed it. It has millions of views. Check this out.
Nutri-Grain, now with no artificial flavor.
Sorry, I thought I got rid of the ad. It's all good. It's only 5 seconds.
It's easy to sum it up when you just talk about practice. We sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice. Not a game. Not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We're talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that, man? We're talking about practice. I know I'm supposed to be there. I know I'm supposed to lead by example. I know that. And I'm not shoving it aside, you know, like it don't mean anything. I know it's important. I do. I honestly do. But we talking about practice, man. What are we talking about? Practice? We're talking about practice, man. We're talking about practice. We're talking about practice. We ain't talking about the game. We're talking about practice, man. When you come in the arena and you see me play, don't you?
Absolutely.
You see me give everything I got, right?
Absolutely.
But we talking about practice right now.
But it's an issue that you're
We talking about practice.
continue to raise.
Man, look, I hear you. It's funny to me too. I mean, it's strange to me too. But we talking about practice, man. We're not even talking about the game, the actual game, when it matters. We're talking about practice.
Alan, is it possible, though, that from where he's coming from...
Yes, AI, we are talking about practice, and on the Daily Dose show today, we are going to talk about why practice is so important. So let's go ahead and get into the antidote.
The antidote is defined as a medicine taken or given to counteract a particular poison. Now, Marcus, these people woke up early. They came to your show, The Daily Dose, to get the antidote. Hit them with the antidote.
All right, let me tell you guys, practice is so important. So today on The Daily Dose, we're going to talk about 3 tips on why you need to practice. Yes, AI, practice. They were talking about practice. If you guys don't know, Allen Iverson is a Hall of Fame point guard. Allen Iverson was about 6 feet tall. That was in a league with Michael Jordan, Dikembe Mutombo, some of the best players ever. And this guy was 6 feet tall, and he was out there handling business, hanging with the big dogs. I'm talking about he had to fight against monstrous players. I mean, he was out there dunking on people like nobody's business. He coined the killer crossover. I mean, he was a dope point guard, one of the best that was out there. And he was in an interview, and they questioned him about practice. Allen Iverson, yeah, we know you're great and everything, but why weren't you in practice? And he's like, practice? What do you mean practice? Like, let's talk about the game. That's what I do. I get out there and I murder people on the court. Like, what we talking about? Practice? Like, practice for real? We talk about, but not the game. Yes, AI, practice. And on the Daily Dose, we're going to give you 3 tips on why practicing is so important. Because number 1, you have to master the fundamentals. Now, there's no doubt in my mind that Allen Iverson wasn't dope. I watched him as a kid growing up. I idolized him. He was flat out dope. But there are a lot of you in your career that is not Allen Iverson potential. That is not Allen Iverson capability. That's not Allen Iverson stature or anything related to him. Yet, you want Allen Iverson type of compensation. Listen to me very close. A lot of you guys in performance-based businesses want to reap the financial rewards and be extremely financially successful. However, you are not performing at an Allen Iverson type of caliber right now because you don't practice. You haven't practiced. You haven't mastered the fundamentals. See, somewhere along the line, I know I got some insurance agents out there. I know I got some real estate agents. I know I got some car salespeople out there. If you're one of those people, hit that like button, hit that love button right now, because I'm about to give you some tips on why it's important that you need to master the fundamentals. See, somewhere along in your process, you went through some sort of training that outlines how to take a consumer from A to Z, right? Now, let me ask you this. You're supposed to know that mantra that they gave you, that employee handbook, or they gave you in that training manual. You're supposed to know that thing from A all the way to Z, and then you take it from Z all the way to A. You need to be able to wake up as soon as your alarm clock goes off, if you use one, and then be able to recite that thing just like that with crust in your eye and stank breath and all. If you haven't done that, then don't expect the financial rewards of someone who is at an expert caliber when you haven't mastered the fundamentals. See, some of you guys haven't even got the basics down pat. Are you able to say your process from A to Z without taking a breath, without stuttering, know it backwards? If you're able to do that, are you able to say it backwards and forwards? Are you able to do that? If the answer is no, you need to go back to the basics. See, somewhere along the lines, even some of the best of us have our slumps, and we get into this groove and pattern, and we figured out one thing that worked, and we get into it for a while, and we see that customer, and then that one customer throws us off our game, and the fact that we haven't mastered our fundamentals is what's preventing us from getting over that hump. So I encourage you to go back to the basic and master your fundamentals. When was the last time you went to the basics? Seriously, even if you are at an expert caliber, when was the last time that you've stayed in expert mode so long that you may have forgotten something that was truly basic that could really elevate you and take you to the next level so you can master that niche or that niche, however you want to call it. I grew up on the south side of Chicago. It's niche to me. So you can master that niche so you can capture all of your audience. So yes, practice, and mastering the fundamentals is super important. Don't expect expert caliber type of income if you're not performing and mastering the basic fundamentals before you even get to expert. Number 2, You have to become an expert at your craft, and that's why practicing is important. Let me tell you, in this thing called life, we talked about it last week, there are W's and there are L's. For you guys that don't know a whole lot about it, that stands for wins and losses. I will tell you right now, if you are in a competitive field where you compete with other businesses, where are you on the leadership ladder? Are you in the number one spot? Or are you in anything other than number one right now? If you are in anything other than number one right now, you are taking L's because you are not an expert in your craft. That's right. Do you know what it takes to become an expert? Let me give you a tip and a secret. It takes 10,000 hours to become an expert in your craft. And so you have to exercise a little bit of patience, just like I'm doing. Guess what? We are 2 days away from 100 episodes on the Daily Dose. That's right. And guess what? That's the appetizer. I'm just getting started. I just took a bite out of this thing. On October 10th, when I started this thing, I said, oh my gosh, what am I getting myself into? I still remember having a conversation yesterday where I said, man, why am I even doing this? I got freaking 10 people watching this thing. I go through an entire day and I've only like had 100 views on this thing. What is going on? What does it suck? What I mean, I was not really driving myself crazy, but I knew that I had to stay the course and stay on top of my goals and have my tunnel vision. But right now, the Daily Dose has grown into something awesome. If you love the Daily Dose, smash that share button, smash that like button. I want to see the hearts just making it rain right now. But guess what, guys? We just in the appetizer. I have fine-tweaked these things. I've added animations. I've added graphics. I've added music. I stopped looking at notes. I'm trying to take this thing to the next level where it's the dopest show on at 6:30 a.m. on the Eastern Time Zone. I'm trying to get the world tuned in at 6:30 a.m. on the Eastern Time Zone. Don't watch TV. Watch me. Your boy right now, you are living proof. My dosers from the beginning. You are watching somebody that is going to consistently become an expert in his craft. And one day I'm going to look up and say, man, I just invested 10,000 hours into this and look at me now. And I'm going to look at all my dosers. I'm going to give you a big old air hug. I wish I could do it like in real life and just give all y'all the biggest hug. But 10,000 hours, become an expert in your craft so you can get those W's and not those L's. See, when you practice, and you put in that time and you're practicing the right way, you will become an expert in no time. And last but not least, understand this. Somewhere along the line, somebody told you in your life that practice makes perfect. Well, Dr. Stone is here to tell you that practice does not make perfect. You want to know why? Because practice does not make perfect. Only perfect practice makes perfect. That's right. Your boy Vince Lombardi said it. That's right. Practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Some of you guys don't practice enough, and you know what you end up doing? You end up practicing during the game. You don't want to practice during the game. You don't want to mess up during the game. You don't want to mess up live, baby. Yeah. No. You practice behind the scenes so you can get all the bugs and the jitters and the nervousness and all the errors that you're going to make so you can make corrective actions right there, and then you practice that. See, if you keep practicing and you think that just by practicing you're going to be perfect, no. No. Like that lady in the movie Get Out. No. Practice don't make perfect. You have to practice perfectly. And the only way that that's going to happen is through that repetition. Get all the bugs out. Get all the kinks out. Get all the jitters out. Do it amongst your friends. And what's crazy is some of you guys would rather practice with customers and strangers that you don't even know and make errors in front of them as opposed to practice with your teammates that you work with. And that those are the people you spend the most time with. If you're going to mess up on something, mess up on your teammates. Don't mess up on a client that could potentially pay you a whole bunch of money. What kind of sense does that make? Think about it. I'm very curious as to why people in performance-based business that's independent consultants or whatever the case may be doesn't want to take the idle time that they use to practice and hone in on their skills and perfect their craft to potentially increase their revenue. This is your money we're talking about. And again, I'm talking about people in performance-based business. I'm not talking about salary people. But guess what? This message can go out to salary people as well too. Take some pride in what you do and go ahead and practice. You know, there's a lot of good things that come from when you practice. Do me a favor and type it in the comments. Practice. Tag somebody that you know they need to be practicing right now. You're not calling them out or whatever. Yeah, call them out right now and just tell them, hey, you need to listen to the dose. This guy's talking a lot of sense right now. Practice. When you practice, there's a lot of great things that happen. You just so happen to master the fundamentals when you practice. When your consumer meets you and they say, wow, this guy's really got it going on, or why this girl's really got it going on. She's really great. I'm finally glad that I ran into somebody that I actually like. I got a buddy the other day that is actually looking for a car, and she told me she went to a dealership and she said the guy didn't know anything about what he was talking about. She said it completely turned her off. She asked me a couple of questions about the car, and she said, you know more about that dude's car than he even knew about the car, and you don't even sell his brand. That's right, because I aim to be an expert in my craft, which is number 2. Become an expert in your craft. Not only do you have to know your stuff, you got to know your competition stuff as well too, so you can provide value to your customers and let them know that you have advantages of doing business with me and my facility as opposed to other businesses and their facility. That's when you become an expert, when you know it all. You know some people that's a know-it-all. Yeah, I want to be a know-it-all. I want to have all the answers, Sway. And last but not least, practice does not make perfect. Just because you go out there and practice does not mean that it's going to be perfect. You can practice the wrong way. If you don't have the right leadership, if you don't have the right guidance, if you don't have the right battle buddy, if you don't have the right agenda, if you don't have the right materials, if you don't have the right mindset, then you are not practicing the right way. So no, practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Get that thing down to a science where you can say it back and forth, forward and backwards, in your sleep, upside down, at the drop of a dime. That's when you know that you've made it. So do me a favor and type it in the comments. Practice. Yes, Allen Iverson, practice is important. I don't care how Hall of Fame stature you are. I don't care how Hall of Fame caliber you are. You still need to practice. I've been in my business almost 12 years, and guess what I still do? I practice. Yes, I practice. And I'm trying to be perfect at it because I want to be the best. Man, I appreciate you, Doses. If you guys are brand new to the Dose, I've seen some of your names come across the stream. Do me a favor. Go to my profile and hit that following button and then hit see first so you can always get your antidote. Even if you can't catch me live, make sure you catch me in the shower, Bluetooth, or at work. It don't matter where you catch me. Just catch me. And if you want that daily dose of positivity all day long, head on over to the Daily Dose group. It's nothing but positivity in that thing right there. Do me a favor and check out the outro.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in to the Daily Dose. I hope you got your antidote today. Your daily dose of positivity, inspiration, and motivation. Check me out every Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time Zone on Facebook Live. And don't forget to Hulk smash that share button.
Here's the deal, guys. You're never going to be perfect, so I want that to settle inside of your head right now that you're never going to be perfect, but there is absolutely nothing wrong with chasing perfection. I'm just a kid from the south side of Chicago here to make the world smile and change people's lives. Y'all have a fantastic hump day. Peace.